I bet you're someone who gets things done. When no one else volunteers to do that thing, you take care of it. When you're feeling ill, you make sure everyone else is taken care of. And when you're behind at work, well, you just knuckle down and work through lunch. You spent your whole life solving problems through grit, determination, and effort. But there's one thing that brute force just doesn't seem to fix. You're drinking. And yet, I bet for ages you've been thinking that it's a willpower issue. Like, you just need to try a bit harder. You just need to be a bit more disciplined, and that'll sort it. So I need to tell you about Meline. She's one of my students at the Sober School, and she's also a very experienced senior lawyer. She put herself through law school as a single mum. She's now a partner at her firm, and she's managed to succeed in this very male-dominated profession. She's just a great example of someone who has moved mountains through sheer drive and determination, and yet she couldn't figure out how to stop drinking after having that first glass of wine. Once she said yes to one, she couldn't stop. And I wanted to tell you about Meline because sometimes we talk ourselves down and dismiss our own achievements. But I think you and I can both agree that she sounds like someone who is very driven and intelligent. Like, you'd want her in your corner. She's got formidable willpower, and yet she couldn't moderate her drinking either. So what's going on here? How come we've got all these really clever, intelligent women who can achieve all this stuff, and yet they can't figure out this moderation thing? Doesn't that make you think, oh my gosh, maybe it's not a willpower issue? And let me tell you, if you're thinking that, you're right. This is not a you problem. It's an alcohol problem. Alcohol is a mind-altering addictive drug that affects the part of your brain responsible for making good decisions. So when you're drinking, you are literally using a drug that compromises your own ability to think and to stop and to put the glass down and remember the rules you set for yourself. You're not weak or lacking self-control, and it's not that you're failing at moderation. It's that moderation is failing you. Moderation is failing you. You don't need more willpower. You just need a strategy that actually works. You need a different approach that's a bit more sophisticated than just doubling down on what you've already tried before. You need something that's more than just, oh, let me beat myself up and shame myself into changing through guilt and sheer brute force. So what is that strategy? Well, it's about changing the way you see alcohol. So you stop viewing it as this thing that you should be able to exercise control over. And you see it more like other addictive drugs. And then you make decisions about your use over it from that place. Another part of the strategy is understanding why you drink and what you might really need instead. Because behind every urge to drink is a totally normal, understandable, basic human need that's currently going unmet. Alcohol-free living shouldn't feel like a punishment. When you're doing it right, it should feel much more like a relief and a weight off your shoulders. Once you change your mindset around alcohol, you don't have to rely on willpower anymore. You don't have to grit your teeth and just get through it. You get to feel free. Meline, who I told you about, she's nearly 2 years alcohol-free now, and actually has also made a ton of changes at work. I've been alcohol-free for 12 years, and I wouldn't have got here if it required persistent willpower and grit. Like, I just don't have enough of that. I like an easy life, and that is actually why I enjoy not drinking so much. So if this kind of sobriety sounds like something that you might be interested in, I want to make sure that you knew about Freedom Week. It unofficially starts today, Monday the 15th of September, but our first proper training session isn't till tomorrow. So if you're not ready to quit drinking yet, but what I've said today has connected with you, and you do want to find some way out of this, but you're really not sure what to do, Freedom Week is designed for you. It's not a, hey, come challenge yourself to stop drinking for 7 days thing. It's more of a, hey, come work with me for a week and let me show you a different approach that's going to feel more empowering. You've got to stop telling yourself that you're broken. You are certainly not weak. If anything, you probably got a bit too much willpower. And that's why you can't let go of this idea that you can somehow just like fight and muscle through and push through this with brute force. Unless that's been working really well for you and you're just watching this video for fun, I invite you to come and join me for something a bit different.